Hi, everyone. Welcome back to English Practice and Mindset. My name is Alex, and today we have something very special for you.
And I'm Chloe. We are so excited to have you here today because this episode is going to change the way you practice English and think about learning.
That's right. On this podcast, we focus on two things: improving your English listening skills and building a mindset for success. These two goals are connected. When you practice listening the right way, you also improve your confidence, your clarity, and your ability to act.
And today, we are diving into a topic that many learners wish they knew sooner. We are going to explore 10 powerful habits that fluent English speakers use every single day. These habits are simple, but if you apply them consistently, they can transform the way you understand and use English.
Exactly. Before we dive in, we want to remind you, if you enjoy this podcast, please subscribe to our channel. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss any new episodes. That small action helps you stay consistent in your English practice, and it keeps you connected to valuable mindset tips every week.
Perfect. Now, let me ask you, Alex, have you ever felt frustrated because you listen to English every day but still feel like you don't understand native speakers? Or maybe you speak but you hesitate, afraid to make mistakes?
Oh, all the time. And I know our listeners feel the same. It's frustrating. You spend hours studying, but fluency feels far away. You dream about speaking naturally, watching movies without subtitles, or having full conversations with confidence. But every day feels like a small step forward.
That's exactly why this episode is so important, because we're not just giving you tips. We are going to show you habits that fluent speakers practice naturally, habits that make them confident, fast learners. And the best part? You can start applying them today.
Yes, and by the end of this podcast, you'll know exactly what to do, step by step, to improve your English listening and your speaking skills while building a mindset that supports growth and consistency. So stay with us until the end.
And remember, this is about taking action. Listening is powerful, but without action, it doesn't stick. So as you listen, try to apply what we share. Repeat words, mimic sentences, and notice the small changes. Every habit we discuss is something you can do daily, no matter your level.
All right, let's start with the first habit. Habit number 1 is about mindset, and it's one of the most powerful changes you can make. Habit number 1 is simple but powerful. Fluent English speakers listen actively every day. They don't just hear words, they focus, they notice, and they try to understand meaning. Active listening changes everything, because your brain starts to recognize patterns, pronunciation, and new vocabulary naturally.
That's right. Passive listening, like having English in the background, is a start, but it won't make you fluent. Fluent speakers train their ears like an athlete trains their body. They listen with purpose. For example, they might listen to a podcast and write down a sentence that feels useful or interesting.
Exactly. And here's a tip. While listening, try to repeat small phrases out loud. Don't worry about mistakes. This is habit number 1 in action. Listen and repeat daily. Even 5 minutes can make a huge difference over time.
Habit number 2 is connected to the first. They focus on understanding, not translating. Many learners make the mistake of trying to translate every word into their native language. Fluent speakers avoid this trap. They think in English, even if slowly at first.
Yes, instead of pausing to translate, they ask themselves, what is the main idea? They guess the meaning from context. This trains your brain to process English as it is spoken, not as a code to decode. That's the mindset shift. Understand ideas, not just words.
And this is a powerful practice for listening. Next time you watch a video or a podcast, focus on the meaning. Try to answer, what is the speaker really saying? Don't get stuck on every single word. This habit alone separates fluent speakers from beginners.
Habit number 3 is all about daily practice with real content. Fluent speakers expose themselves to English every single day, using materials they enjoy. They read articles, watch shows, or listen to podcasts like this one. The key is consistency.
Exactly. Even 10 or 15 minutes per day matters more than 1 hour once a week. It's the habit of showing up daily that builds listening skills, pronunciation, and confidence. The brain learns gradually, like building muscles.
And here's a mindset tip for this habit. Stop thinking that fluency will come instantly. Fluent speakers are patient. They know improvement is a process. Daily exposure, small steps, and consistency create long-term results.
So, to recap the first 3 habits: 1. Listen actively every day. 2. Focus on understanding, not translating. 3. Practice daily with real content you enjoy.
If you start applying these habits, you'll notice small but powerful changes in your comprehension and confidence. And this is just the beginning.
That's right. And before we move to habit number 4, let's remind our listeners, if you haven't subscribed yet, hit that button now. Subscribing helps you stay consistent with your listening practice and growth mindset every week.
All right, habit number 4 is something many learners ignore. They speak, even if imperfectly. Fluent English speakers don't wait to be perfect. They use the language actively, making mistakes and learning from them.
That's so important. So many people listen all day but never try speaking. Fluent speakers know that speaking is the shortcut to fluency. Even 1 sentence a day, spoken out loud, trains your mouth, your brain, and your confidence.
Exactly. Here's a simple exercise. When you listen to a podcast or watch a video, pause and repeat a sentence out loud. Copy the pronunciation, the rhythm, even the emotion. This habit alone dramatically improves your speaking and listening at the same time.
Habit number 5 is about learning in context, not isolated words. Fluent speakers don't just memorize lists of words. They learn phrases, sentences, and expressions that appear in real situations.
Right. Words are powerful, but without context, they don't stick. Fluent speakers connect words to situations. Greetings, asking questions, expressing opinions. This makes listening easier because your brain starts recognizing patterns naturally.
And here's a tip. While listening, notice repeated phrases. If you hear, "I'm not sure," or "that's a good point," often write them down and use them. This builds your practical vocabulary and listening comprehension simultaneously.
Habit number 6 is all about mindset again. They set clear, specific goals for their listening and speaking practice. Fluent speakers don't just say, "I want to be better." They say, I will listen to 10 minutes of English every day. Or, I will speak 3 sentences aloud after every podcast.
That's huge. Specific goals create accountability and motivation. Your brain knows what to focus on, and your progress becomes visible.
And the best part? These goals reinforce the habit loop. Practice leads to improvement, improvement leads to confidence, and confidence leads to action. So let's quickly review habits 4 to 6. 4. Speak even if imperfectly. 5. Learn in context, not isolated words. 6. Set clear, specific goals for practice.
Each of these habits builds on the others. Listening actively is powerful, but without speaking, applying vocabulary, and having clear goals, your progress slows. The fluent speaker mindset is all about consistent action, learning, and reflection.
And don't forget, each time you apply a habit, you are training your brain to think in English, not just translate. That is the ultimate secret to fluency.
Exactly. And now, if you're still with us, get ready for the next habits. They are the ones that separate learners from truly fluent speakers. These habits involve advanced listening techniques, self-correction, and interacting with real English speakers.
All right, habit number 7 is something many learners underestimate. They review and reflect on what they've learned. Fluent speakers don't just listen once and move on. They reflect on new words, pronunciation, and expressions.
That's right. After listening, take a few minutes to repeat sentences, write them down, and think about how you can use them. Reflection strengthens memory and makes your listening practice much more effective.
Habit number 8 is they immerse themselves in English as much as possible. Fluent speakers surround themselves with English in daily life. Podcasts, movies, music, social media, or conversations. They make English a part of every day.
And immersion isn't just quantity, it's quality. Choose materials you enjoy and that challenge you just enough to stretch your skills. Your brain learns fastest when it's engaged and interested.
Habit number 9 is powerful. They practice self-correction without fear. Fluent speakers notice mistakes and correct them immediately. They don't judge themselves. Mistakes are feedback, not failure.
That's huge. Every time you self-correct, you're reinforcing your listening and speaking skills. For example, if you mispronounce a word, repeat it correctly several times and your brain remembers it. This habit builds accuracy naturally.
And finally, habit number 10. They use English to create, not just consume. Fluent speakers write, speak, and express ideas in English. They don't just watch videos. They respond, record, share, and interact. Creation accelerates learning and strengthens listening because your brain expects English to be used actively.
That's the ultimate mindset shift. Move from passive to active. Listen actively, speak, review, immerse yourself, correct, and create. Habits 7 to 10 push you from being a learner to becoming a fluent communicator.
Let's quickly recap all 10 habits. 1. Listen actively every day. 2. Focus on understanding, not translating. 3. Practice daily with real content. 4. Speak even imperfectly. 5. Learn in context, not isolated words. 6. Set clear, specific goals. 7. Review and reflect on what you've learned. 8. Immerse yourself in English daily. 9. Practice self-correction without fear. 10. Use English to create, not just consume.
If you apply these 10 habits consistently, your listening, speaking, and overall fluency will improve faster than you expect. And remember, this isn't just about language, it's about mindset. Fluent English speakers think in English, act consistently, and embrace challenges as opportunities.
And here's a final reminder. By listening to this podcast, by practicing these habits, you are investing in yourself. You are training your brain to think in English, building confidence, and creating opportunities. Keep going.
Absolutely. Keep practicing, keep reflecting, and keep taking small daily actions. Every habit you implement is a step toward fluency and a growth mindset.
Thank you so much for listening today. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell. We'll bring more tips to help you improve your English listening and mindset every week.
And leave a comment below telling us which habit you will start practicing today. This small action makes a big difference in your learning journey.
We'll see you next time for another episode of English Practice and Mindset. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep thinking like a fluent speaker.